And welcome to the Trim Book and Talk podcast with your host, hiredgun. This is episode 114. I just finished watching SmackDown last night, and I'm gonna get into it. So, for people who don't know, I'm probably the biggest Kevin Owens fan there is. So wake up on Friday, and they're saying that Kevin Owens could be pulling out of the whole WrestleMania card because of an injury. So, all that day, I'm looking, I'm trying to find out what's the injury. Then they say, then like later on, I find out he had to have surgery. Now, now, at this point, I'm thinking it's a knee injury or a hand injury, something, something. And let me say this about this situation. I knew something was up because he wasn't wrestling, right? Now, mind you, he wasn't wrestling that much before. Like when he was feuding with Cody. I mean, well, when he first started feuding with Cody, he wasn't wrestling that much then. But he was wrestling though. Like he had a match with Ray. He had a match with I know he had a match with Ray, right? He had some other matches before he fought Sammy. He had some other matches. Then he fought Sammy, and he didn't wrestle that much either. He didn't wrestle that much either. Now, mind you, both these matches I'm talking about. I mean, the match with Sammy and the match with Cody were both hardcore matches. Ish. One was a lot of match that became a hardcore match, and then the other match was a non-sanction match that literally turned into a hardcore match. So you would think it came from one of these matches, but he said it came from a match in January doing the regular move and stuff, you know. But let me move on. Not move on, but let me keep talking about this. So he comes out on SmackDown, and this is his neck. Now, let me be clear here. Besides Eddie Guerrero, right? All my other favorite wrestlers have been Canadian, and all of them have gotten injured by neck injuries. Edge, Benoit, Kevin Owens. All of them. All of them have had neck injuries. Now, he has had surgery, so he had to pull out of the he had to pull out of the match for the match with Randy Orton because he had to have surgery. So, Orton doesn't have a match. Well, no, right now he doesn't have a match per se. Now, what it looked like last night, I'm gonna get back into Kevin Owens. I have to, like, I have to, like, like again, Kevin Owens is my favorite wrestler. I got more thumbnails of Kevin Owens for these episodes than anybody else. This should tell you something alone. Alright, I've been following Kevin Owens since ROH before he even got to AEW. Been following Kevin Owens since day one. Alright, oh, not day one, not day out, but I've been following as long as Kevin Owens has been on ROH. I've been following him. I was a Kevin Steen fan before there was a Kevin Owens. I knew about the package power driver before he did in the E, and I knew when he got to the WWE NXT, he would have to change his finishing move at the time, you know. But again, he I knew something was up then. I knew something was up uh, around 4 months. Cause again, he wasn't wrestling. Like he wasn't wrestling. Like like the most time he wrestled, like when he was wrestling, more, it was before he started fighting Cody. All right. For all three with Cody, and even with Cody, he started wrestling. Now I can't remember all the matches he had, but one. He had one with Ray, and then uh, he had another one because he wants some matches. He wants some matches to get credible wins. Cause they beat Ray. I can't remember the other matches, but they were on SmackDown. He didn't have any matches on Raw, but you know, but he's hurt. Now they're saying it is a neck injury. He gonna have surgery. Um, we got a year. We got a year. You know. Let me say this. I'm saying I'm a fan, right? Right. But you got some asshole fans. Some asshole fans that say some stupid shit sometimes. Now, some people want to say it's a work, you know, into Kevin Owens' credit. Um, this is something Kevin Owens would do, and all this other stuff, you know. Uh, but it's not a work, y'all. Stop looking too much deep in this shit. It's not a work. Like you even got people saying that that he looks fine. It's a neck injury. How's he supposed to look? It's a neck injury. Daniel Bryan looked fine with his neck injury, didn't he? Edge looked fine with his neck injury, didn't he? Chris Benoit looked fine with his neck injury, didn't he? Before he had to have surgery, right? Right? Like fans are just stupid sometimes. Now, if he comes out there next week, right? If he comes out there next week and he uh he says something like I know if he comes out next week and he fucks over Randy Orton or he beats up Randy Orton, right? They don't care. Okay, it was a work, but as of right now, people don't fake neck injuries because if it was if it was a work, I mean, if it was a work, he would have had a net brace on, and we would have known it was a work then, right? Like if it was a work, we would have know more about like if it was a work, he would have played out better than what he played it off. Like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's not a work. I mean that it's a work, or it look like a work. It doesn't. It doesn't. And then for a fan to say what he said, and then you got other fans saying, "Oh, you know, people are so soft these days." No, no. How about you shut the fuck up? How about that? How about you shut the fuck up and leave that man alone? Why would you say something to him after his match? And then the same fucking fan, who was fucking with KO. Before he was fucking with KO, he was fucking with Braun Strowman. Right? The same fucking fan. The same fucking fan. You know, like some fans are just stupid. Some fans don't know when to just shut the fuck up. Don't know how to. Some fans don't know how to hold a liquor, and they say some dumb shit. They're lucky Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman didn't beat these men up. So now let me get to Randy Orton. So Randy Orton doesn't have a match. He doesn't have a match for WrestleMania now. Now saying that, it looks like it's gonna be Nick Aldis because he's gonna wrestle. Because when Nick said he doesn't have a WrestleMania opponent or a match, Randy Orton RKO Nick. Now, mind you, it could just be him doing that to do that. But it looks like they're gonna let Nick Aldis fight Randy Orton. So what happens with that if that happens? Does does Nick give up his responsibilities as a GM? Like, does somebody say? Does somebody say, "Alright, so if you want to do this, you got to give up your power as being GM." Then who becomes GM? Does Regal become GM? That can happen. You move the Ava up to SmackDown to be GM, and then you have somebody else like you have somebody else come in to be NXT's GM. Then that can happen. That can happen. Like, what do you do? What do you do that makes because see, Nick can't do both. He can't be a wrestler and a GM. So Nick has to give up his 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 power, even if it's just for this match. Now, last night, people, not people, but I was talking to the boys about this last night, and they were like, oh, it'd be a shame for Nick to just come out of retirement just to lose. First of all, retired or not, he's gonna lose. Or he's not gonna lose whoever he like. Even if Kevin Owens didn't get hurt, Kevin Owens was taking the L at WrestleMania. It was happening. Alright, but and like so like Nick coming out of retirement, which he wasn't retired, because he said he still wanted to wrestle, you know, and so there's that. Now, what I will say is, this is the best we can do. All right, now, I wouldn't say put him in a match, like a title match. All right, I wouldn't say put him with LA Knight. I wouldn't say put him in the Cody match, because listen, next month, they in St. Louis. So if you want to get him a title match, then it's there. So you don't have to put him in a title match per se. You know, like you don't. So it can be anybody else. Like I honestly kind of think, who else can he wrestle? Like like it might have to be Nick. And then I've seen a couple people say it should be Anderson Black, but then it can't be Anderson Black, because then that means you want him to take an L in his debut match, and he just returning. That ain't happening. Oh, excuse me, that ain't happening. I can't see him. I can't see him returning and taking the L to Randy Orton. And I still can't see Orton losing at Mania. And this is the sole purpose. There's two things why I feel that way. Orton hasn't won a pay-per-view all year. Okay? Alright, he hasn't won a pay-per-view all fucking year. Alright, so there's that. Alright? And then again, he's not gonna taking the L when next month it's in St. Louis, and he's probably gonna get a title match. So you gotta feed him to somebody, but it can't be Anderson Black. Anderson Black hasn't even debuted yet, which he's probably not going to debut until after Mania. Like, I mean, even though the teasers are getting closer and closer, like the Ray Phoenix stuff was getting closer and closer, and he debuted last night, which, you know, Eddie said something last night about uh, Ray Phoenix and his appointment, which was Fraser from NXT, which it didn't make sense. I mean, no. I'm not gonna say it didn't make sense the way Eddie said. Eddie said they had to bring somebody from NXT to 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 adapt to Ray Phoenix's speed. Yes, yes, yes. Because if you think about it, there's no one on SmackDown that can hang with Ray Phoenix in his speed. I think that's the biggest problem here. I think this is the biggest problem with separating Ray Phoenix and putting him on SmackDown. I mean, separating Ray Phoenix with Penta and putting him on SmackDown. Now I get it. Penta's already established on Raw, so there's that. Alright, and like there's no one on the and now we're gonna see speed wise. There's no one on the SmackDown roster that can hang with Ray Phoenix. That's just true. Now, wrestling wise, we finna see because the rumor is he's wrestling like he's gonna have a feud with Andrade, which is cool. Which is cool. I mean, listen, like I'm not saying he got to keep feuding with Andrade or somebody Spanish, but like in this case, it's a good feud. You kill two birds with one stone. Uh, I'll have them wrestle each other because it gets Andrade on TV again, and it gets him in the ring again, right? And it gets Ray Phoenix a quality opponent to wrestle, and they can look good in the ring together. So you give him something to do. Well, I mean, you give Andrade something to do and get him out just doing these promos in the back with Escobar and his group, and you give Ray Phoenix something to like you give Ray Phoenix a quality win. The only thing about it, Andrade even taking L. That part's gonna happen. Andrade's gonna take an L. Then you also make him heel, which him being heel doesn't is not a big problem. Now I will say this about Kevin Owens taking off. You lose one of your top heels in that. Now you also turn Randy Orton heel when it comes to this. Even though the fans are gonna sing his song, heel or face, they're still gonna cheer for him. So, which is because Randy Orton is a megastar, So it's gonna happen regardless. But you lose a heel, so now you got to turn Randy Orton heel. Doesn't matter if how long he's gonna be heel, but he's gonna be heel going forward because you lose one of your top heels in the company. You know, like you lose one of your top heels, if not your best heel in the company. Like for sure on SmackDown, like you lose. Like I know Drew's there, and Drew can replace uh the the top heel situation because Drew's a great heel. But I'm saying like you lose a credible heel that you already needed in the first place. But saying that, like Andrade going heel is not a bad thing. He just got to be in the ring more. You know, that has to happen. Now, saying that you do have a lot of luchadors on SmackDown. I mean, you got them on Raw too, but like there's more there's more on SmackDown really. Uh, uh, Wait. So on Raw you got Dom, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, the whole LWO situation. So and you got Penta. On SmackDown you got Ray Phoenix, you got Escobar and his group, um, Andrade. Yeah, there's more on SmackDown. There's more on SmackDown. I mean on Raw. It's more on Raw. But still, that doesn't change the fact that you gotta shake this up some. You can't just be luchador, just luchador. But to start off, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. But it was saying that Ray Phoenix did good. Now, uh, uh, his opponent almost messed that whole match up. Like he did a Jey Uso bunch. Well, you know what? Nah. He did a top dollar bunch yesterday. Like he went to dive between the ropes, and his feet got caught in the ropes, and he fucked up. He fucked up. But it was still a good match. Still a good match. Like now I will say this: you can't keep calling the probably the best tag team right now, not ever, but probably the best tag team, not even the NXT, like in general right now. You can't keep calling them up separate or as a tag team to take these L's. Now it doesn't hurt them, no, but you can't tar them up just to make somebody look good, and then when they do when they do get called up, the first thing the people think about, oh, I remember him. He lost to Dragon Lee. Oh, I remember him. He lost to Gunther, right? Right? Because that's what happened. Not even a month ago. I like you had a kid a kid pretty much debut on SmackDown to fight Gunther, and he lost. Right now you got Fraser debut on SmackDown, and he loses. You can't keep doing that. It's your best tag team in any division right now. And I'm not saying they're better than DIY. I'm not saying they're better than the Street Profits. I'm not saying they better than. I'm definitely not saying they better than Motor City Machine Guns. Right? Not saying that at all. Alright, but as of right now, as we speak, like they are the best. The NXT Tag Team Champions are the best tag team in the division right now. Right, right. That's not me saying they're better than anybody in the division. They're just better right now because they've been working and they've been getting over. Right, the only loss they have as a tag team right now is to the Hardy Boys. Right, so there's that. So there's that. So but like you can't keep doing it. Now, let me get into this favor for CM Punk. So when CM Punk now Eddie said that it was stupid. It was a stupid favor. Now I'm not saying it wasn't stupid. That's not my argument here. All right. Not saying it wasn't stupid, but when we first heard about this favor, 98% of us already thought that was the favor. Like 98% of us thought the favor was he was gonna take Paul Heyman from Roman. All right, that like 98% of that was that. Everybody was thinking that. Okay? Okay? Then we move on. People keep asking about the favor. People keep asking about the favor. and we're not getting nowhere with it, right? So then we still think that it's pulling Heyman from Roman, right? But then we think it could be for a title shot, right? But then we think it could be being the main event at WrestleMania. Now, let's stroll back 2 weeks ago, or last week. Last week, let's throw back last week and and when Roman and Seth, oh, when Roman and Seth are in CM Punk are in the ring together for the contracts right now, and they tell you up front, all right, when CM Punk goes to sign the contract, they tell you up front, it's it's for a main event, the main event at WrestleMania. So then that checks off one of them. The thing that we know is not it anymore. All right, and since we have so many multiple man matches, right? That clicks off the other one that is not going to be for a title. All right, the only other favorite it could be is taking Paul Heyman from Roman. Okay, let's fast forward back to present time, right? And when CM Punk comes out, and then Paul Heyman comes out, right? And CM Punk says he needs to be here for this because this affects him. We all know what the favor is then. Okay? Matter of fact, there's a video. Uh, there's a video from back in the day of CM Punk and Paul Heyman in the ring together. And Paul Heyman says the exact thing that CM Punk said last night. Alright? That Paul Heyman says, I'm gonna walk down to the entrance with you when you get your main event at WrestleMania. Like he says it. He says it. Now that that don't mean that Paul Heyman turns on CM Punk. That don't mean that does not happen. That doesn't mean he goes back. That doesn't mean he don't go back to Roman, and it damn sure don't mean that he turns on Roman and CM Punk and goes with Seth. Now, I will say this about Seth, okay? I heard people say he doesn't have a character now. Yes, he does. Now, should Seth tone down on his shit, on what he was to the ring? Yeah, yeah, yeah. If he wants to be taken more serious, right, then yes, he has to tone down on what he wears to the ring. It is a must. It is a must then. Alright? Because sometimes that shit's outrageous. And I'd be the first one to tell you, sometimes when my wife sees what he's wearing, I can't defend this nigga. Like I can't. I got there's sometimes I can defend him and say, oh, it ain't that bad. I like that. Alright? Alright? But then sometimes I'm just like, dog, what the fuck are you wearing? Alright? So it's but again, he's the modern day Macho Man. And I don't give a fuck if you're not a fan of stuff and you're a fan of Macho Man, that's what he is. He's the modern day Macho Man. That's his character. Now, whether you want to say that shit's played out now, I can't even argue with you with that. Alright? It doesn't mean that it still does not mean that he doesn't have a character. Alright? Or he's lost. Alright? It doesn't mean shit like that. Alright? Now having him with Paul doesn't hurt him. Did they elevate him? Yes. Yes. Whoever Paul has been with, he's elevated. Roman, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar. Even if they wasn't in the main event, Big Show, right back, Cesaro, right? I can keep naming people. He's elevated everybody he's been with. So yes, he would elevate Seth Rollins. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm not saying he wouldn't elevate anybody. I mean, it wouldn't help Seth, right? I'm not saying it wouldn't it help Seth. Because it would, but this for this to say for them for people to say that for people to say that he doesn't have a character or he's lost is stupid. It's stupid. But I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Make sure y'all watch wrestling. Make sure y'all watch E-Fed. Make sure y'all watch New Breed. Like, subscribe, share. This is a hired gun. God bless. Love y'all. I'm out.